Hi guys, I'm so excited to have you back on my channel. Thank you for your support so far. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and your subscription. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how I created this very simple flyer. And without much ado, let's get right into it. So I'll click on my create new button and I'll create a new Canva. So the size is 1080 by 1350 by 1080, and then you can change the name of the document to whatever name you want. And here you can follow the settings, my settings, and click on the create button and let's jump right into it. The first thing I did was to create a gradient background. The first thing you have to do is create a background. Not every time though, but at this point I'm creating a background. I'm going to my adjustment layer. I'm clicking on the gradient, and I decided to use a template. I just picked one of the templates there, one of the presets rather, and I'm going to input my own color. I'm going to input my own color. So I'll open preset and I'll click on the color to input my own color. Okay, so I go to my notepad. I have my color code already. I copy and paste. So you can see the location. Location is 41 for the first color. The shadow, that's called the shadow. We have the shadow, we have the midtones, and we have the highlights. So I'll copy the other color code, input it, and set the location to 100. So we are good with that. The next thing I'll be doing is to import my resources, and I'm going to speed this up to avoid wasting your time. So the resources would be in the link in the description, so you can download them. Everything I'll be using, I'm going to put them in the link, the description link. Don't forget to watch to the end so you can see how I achieved the flyer. So I'm done importing all of my resources, and that's going to go to the will be the first thing I'll be working on. So I expand this spiral image, expand it. I change the blend mode to overlay, reduce the opacity, and then the fill, so it blends well with the background. You can see it's not so visible, but you can still see it a little bit. That's the goal. So I bring my image, convert it to smart object, and then I go to my filter and then my camera roll and use the particular preset that I have on it. You can try to go the manual route yourself by just increasing the exposure, increasing the contrast, reducing the highlight and all of that. But I'm deciding to use this particular preset I got from YouTube here. I think I like this preset a lot. So that's what I'll be using. Now we have that out of the way. So I move the image to the side I want it to be, and I increase the image. So now create a layer mask and click on my gradient tool. I clicked on my gradient tool and kind of remove the sides, the sharp edges to blend in with the background. So that's what I was doing. So now we are done. So I also change the blend mode of the image, as you can see here, so that it's not so sharp and blends entirely with the background. So the next thing I did was to bring in my fire sparkles. I'll rotate it and I'll change the blend mode as well, so that the other side where I'll be putting my text would not be plain. So that was what I was trying to achieve there. We are good with that. And if you are still here, don't forget to like, don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so very much for your support. So now one thing I did was for every design, for every mistake, it's like creating a new design. And so I mistakenly imported this cloud image. I changed the blend mode and I got something very nice. And I decided to keep it. Now this is not the only way to achieve the black and white effect. At the end of this video, I'll be showing you the second way to achieve this particular effect. So basically, I made this mistake. I fell in love with it. I decided I was going to keep it. So that this is the new template we are working with. No more purple color. Now I want to add a little noise to the background. I go to my filter and click on noise and add just a little noise. The first thing I did was to click on Shift and Alt and N, Control N, to create the layer. I converted it to the smart object, then went ahead to my filter to add noise. So that was what I did to add noise. So I grouped all my layer together and we named it background. So now moving on to my text. So I'll be writing the text individually. I'm increasing it. And the text the font I used is Elizah, the Castle Elizah. I'll be dropping the link to get the font in the description. So I brought in my ruler to help with the alignment. Alignment is very key in design. You don't want your text out of place. So I realized that the fire sparkles was getting in the way of the text. So I just went to the layer, I added the layer mask and I clicked on my brush tool and just tap the spot that was conflicting with the text. So this is me adding an ellipse to kind of it's a kind of design. You don't want to have your text all plain just like that. So I started to add an ellipse tool for my hand. So the theme is an evening of worship, prayers and worship. So I duplicate that text and with my hand. As much as possible, I was limiting the numbers of fonts I'm using. So I think I only used two fonts in this design, and you don't have to use so many fonts and everything is just not looking too good. So some designs just requires you to use just the font family. You can use the light, the heavy, the bold and semi-bold, and the design is looking great. So it's not the numbers of fonts you use does not determine it's not a criteria to make your design very nice. So I moved on to add drop shadow to the ellipse tool to kind of lift it up from the text, the prayers and worship text, so it doesn't blend in and just flatten out. So that's why I added the drop shadow. You can follow the settings. That's the distance there, and I reduce the opacity as well. So you can do what works for you, but I think I like it this way. I do the same thing for the other text as well, with the prayers and the worship text. I add a drop shadow to them. An easy way of doing this is just drag and drop the effect on the layer. I don't know why I'm going the long route. So that place the root FX, just long press and just drag and drop on any layer you want. That was the right thing to do. So I click on my text button again to write my subtext. I change the font to Montserrat and reduce the size. This is how I'll be having my Bible pack. So I go to my notepad and copy the passage, the text, and paste. So I saw it was a little too light, so I changed it to medium. Yeah. So I place it beneath there. And we are good. So we are good with that. So I'll group the text. I'm grouping all the layers and you know, that my layer panel will look neat and to be easy to search for anything else. So the rest of the information I'll be pasting here, I'll be copying from the previous design. Just go to my previous design and paste them. They're just information, and the font I used was Nexa. I used Nexa or Montserrat. I think I used Montserrat. So just the address and the other information. So the next thing I'll be doing is to import the logo from the previous design as well. And I brought down the ruler to properly align it with the rest of the text. So that's perfect. I got the logo from Pinterest. It's not a Bill Church logo. So I'll bring in the last text and just dumping it in the new design. So you can see it's really nothing much. These informations are just imported from the previous design. I just changed the color of the ones that are very important. I only changed the color of the important ones, like the where I wanted the emphasis on. I changed the color. So there's really nothing much that I did there. So I removed the ruler to see how the design will look in 3D. So we have that. The last thing I'll be doing is to import this effect here. So I enlarge it and then I'll change the blend mode. That's what gives it that light effect. Change the blend mode and I reduce the opacity. And so we have this. So I'm going to show you the second method of creating this black and white effect. Now I want to switch off, I want to close that layer, that cloud layer that we used in the first place, and I'll go to my adjustment layer and create a color lookup say an effect or something. So that was a particular color lookup template I used to give me this effect. So this was the second method. However, I prefer the first one. I think I prefer the first one, but this is also very, very nice. And so we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for sticking to the end. And if you have not subscribed, you have not liked, you have not commented, what are you waiting for? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and I really appreciate you. And so I'm going to camera raw to just add some touch-ups. This is absolutely optional, but if you want some more effect, you can just do this. And I'll see you in my next video. And kindly put on your your notification button to get notified when next I upload another video. Till then, have a wonderful time.